Wii Sports is a 2006 sports game developed and published by Nintendo as a launch title for the Wii video game console, and part of the Touch generations. The game was first released in North America along with the Wii on November 19, 2006, and was released in Japan, Australia, and Europe the following month. It was included as a pack-in game with the Wii console in all territories except Japan and South Korea, making it the first game included with the launch of a Nintendo system since Mario's Tennis for the Virtual Boy in 1995. Wii Sports is now available on its own as part of the Nintendo Selects collection of games and is no longer a pack-in game for the Wii. The game is a collection of 5 sports simulations, designed to demonstrate the motion sensing capabilities of the Wii Remote to new players. The 5 sports included a tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing. Players use the Wii Remote to mimic actions performed in real-life sports, such as swinging a tennis racket. The rules for each game are simplified to make them more accessible to new players. The game also features training and fitness modes that monitor players' progress in the sports. Overall, Wii Sports has been well received by critics and received awards from the gaming press and entertainment community. It is the second best-selling video game of all time, behind Tetris, and is the best-selling game of all time for a single platform as of April 2013. Having outsold the previous bestseller, Super Mario Bros., also published by Nintendo. As of September 30, 2015, 82.72 million copies in total had been sold worldwide. Wii Sports has been featured on television in Wii commercials, news reports, and other programming. The game has become a popular means for social gatherings and competitions among players of varying ages. A sequel, Wii Sports Resort, was released in 2009, featuring Wii Motion Plus support, while a high-definition remake, Wii Sports Club, was released in 2013 for Wii U. Gameplay. Wii Sports consists of 5 separate sports games: tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing, accessed from the main menu. The games use the motion sensor capabilities of the Wii Remote and nunchuck attachment to control the actions of the on-screen ball pit. The player moves the remote in a similar manner to how the separate games are played in real life, for example, holding and swinging the Wii Remote like a golf club, baseball bat or bowling ball. Some aspects of the gameplay are computer-controlled. In tennis, player movement is controlled by the Wii, while the swinging of the racket is controlled by the player. Baseball consists of batting and pitching, with all of the fielding and base running handled by the Wii. The in-game characters are taken from the Wii's Mii channel, which allows the user to create a Mii that can be imported into games that support the feature. Wii Sports is the first Wii title to use this feature. Mii's saved on the Wii will appear in the crowd during bowling games and as members of human-controlled teams in baseball. The non-player characters in the game were also created using the Mii channel toolset. Mii's created on one Wii can be transferred onto the internal memory of a Wii Remote for use on another Wii with different save data. After a game, a player is awarded or penalized skill points based on performance relative to the computer's skill level, though some games do not calculate points during multiplayer sessions. The game keeps track of these points by charting a monograph, as well as increasing the size of the crowd in tennis and boxing single-player modes. After obtaining 1,000 skill points in a sport, a player is awarded Pro level, along with a cosmetic feature for their Mii in bowling and boxing. A Mii newly turned Pro will receive a message on the Wii message board notifying them. Wii Sports also features a fitness test that calculates the player's fitness age. The test gauges the player's performance in 3 randomly chosen challenges in each test from the training mode that have been played at least once, and can only be taken once a day per Mii. Calculating the fitness age takes into account a player's balance, speed, and stamina. Fitness age results are graphed over 1, 2, or 3 months, with daily results posted on the Wii message board. Development. Katsuya Eguchi, who managed Software Development Group 2 at Nintendo Entertainment Analysis and Development, produced Wii Sports. With the Wii, Nintendo desired to reach people that had not played video games before. To do this, they needed software that allowed both long-time and first-time players to interact together in a fun way. Nintendo also wanted players to use the system daily and intended Wii Sports to be the console's flagship title to help accomplish this. Wii Sports was designed as a simple introductory line meant to offer something for both gamers and non-gamers. Sports were chosen as the theme because of the widespread familiarity with them. Rather than feature professional athletes or have realistic graphics, the game was designed to be simple so that anyone could play. Gameplay like running towards a ball in tennis was excluded to maintain simplicity. At one point in development, Mario characters were used, but were removed because of feedback from players who preferred MIIs. The game supports a 16:9 widescreen ratio and progressive scan, runs at 60 frames per second, and makes use of the Wii Remote's accelerometer to interpret the player's motion. Motion-sensing actions, like pitching and hitting, were prioritized to make them as realistic as possible. Because Nintendo did not expect players to purchase the Wii solely to play Wii Sports, they bundled the game with the console. Nintendo believed players would be more likely to play Wii Sports through this distribution method. They also felt players that enjoyed the game would increase its popularity by word of mouth. Before the Electronic Entertainment Expo Media and Business Summit of 2006, the first sport in the game was announced as Wii Sports Tennis. It was later announced at Nintendo's press conference prior to E3 2006 it would be part of a sports package. Satoru Iwata introduced this package as Wii Sports, and stated it would include tennis, golf, and baseball. The game was featured as both a video demonstration and an on-stage playable demo. The demo featured Iwata and Reggie Fils-Aimé in a doubles tennis match against Shigeru Miyamoto and Scott Dyer, a contest winner. The other sports titles were on display at E3 and shared a similar naming convention to the tennis games such as Wii Sports Baseball, Wii Sports Golf, and Wii Sports Airplane. At the time, baseball only featured a batting simulation. The airplane title was similar to Pilot Wings and required the player to maneuver an airplane through rings within a time frame. It was not included in the final game, but was later incorporated into Wii Sports Resort. At the Nintendo World event on September 14, 2006, Reggie Fils-Aimé announced that Wii Sports would be included free with the Wii. The bowling and boxing titles were also introduced. Reception. Sales. Wii Sports was immensely successful commercially. At the end of 2007, it was the best-selling Wii game. In Japan, where the game was not included with the system, the game sold 176,167 copies in the first 2 days of release, a record for a 7th-generation console game in Japan. By February 2007, it had sold over 1 million copies. In early May 2007, game industry research firm MediaCreate placed Wii Sports third in their list of top 20 games in Japan. It was the best-selling game of 2007 in Japan with 1,911,520 copies sold. It was the 10th best-selling game in Japan in 2008, selling 841,736 copies in that year. The game sold 45.71 million copies, including bundled copies, worldwide by March 2009. By January 28, 2011, worldwide sales increased to 75.66 million, which has increased to 82.72 million as of September 30, 2015. Critical response. Wii Sports received mostly positive reviews from critics. It received a score of 76% on Gamer Rankings and 76/100ths on Metacritic. Game trailers called it a good complement to the Wii system and referred to all 5 games as a nice total package. They commented that the games provided enough gameplay for long-time gamers without making it inaccessible to novices. Game trailers stated, however, that the lack of a tournament mode was a detractor, and did not recommend paying for the game if it did not come bundled with the system. GamePro also commented that the free edition of Wii Sports with the Wii was a positive. Matt Casamassina of IGN called it a successful showpiece for Nintendo's new hardware, and enjoyed the ability to import MIIs. GameSpot editor Ryan Davis complimented the multiplayer aspect and the fitness test. Reviewers praised the game's controls and ease of use. Casamassina referred to the controls as revolutionary, and described them as intuitive. GamePro echoed similar comments, praising the ease of play and realistic motion controls, while Davis commented that the motion controls were sometimes erratic. Common criticism focused on the graphics and lack of depth in the separate games. Casamassina stated that the game comes up short in depth and visuals, and called the graphics generic and archaic. Other reviewers said the graphics were on par with Nintendo's older gaming systems, the Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo 64. Davis criticized the oversimplified nature of the games, and GamePro stated that the separate games offered less depth than regular console sports games. Nintendo Power listed Wii Sports along with its sequel Wii Sports Resort as 2 of the greatest multiplayer experiences in Nintendo's history, stating that everyone from young children to grandparents can enjoy the games. The magazine praised the grouping of sports and the game's longevity. The separate games garnered their own reception among critics. Casamassina called bowling, tennis, and baseball fun and addictive, while Tom Bramwell of Eurogamer said baseball, golf, and boxing were lacking in gameplay depth when compared to tennis and bowling. PC Magazine columnist John C. Dvorak, an avid bowler, praised the realistic physics used in bowling and stated, "Nintendo did a stupendous job of coding." He complimented the addition of physical activity to video gaming, but complained that long-term use caused his wrist and shoulder to become sore. Casamassina ranked bowling as the best experience of the 5. After the release, he stated that the exploit was not fixed. Game trailers called golf the most in-depth, but criticized the lack of multiple courses and unpredictable controls when trying to slice or hook a shot. Game trailers called tennis the most accessible and easy to play, but criticized the difficulty of putting spin on a shot. Casamassina stated that tennis was one of the more enjoyable games, but the lack of movement control was a detractor. Game trailers called baseball the most worthless because of the luck factor associated with the computer-controlled fielding. They called boxing the best workout on Wii Sports, but criticized the difficult timing needed to punch properly. Casamassina criticized boxing for being like a chore, and ranked it as the worst experience of the 5 sports. Awards. Wii Sports' debut at 2006 E3 garnered it several awards. At the event, it won the Game Critics Award for Best Sports Game. 1UP.com listed it as the best Wii game and most original game in their Best of E3 2006 feature. Following its release, Wii Sports received multiple awards from various organizations, websites, and magazines. IGN awarded it Best Sports Game of 2006 and Second Best Game of 2006. Time magazine listed the game as the #1 game of 2006 in their list of top 10 video games of 2006. Wii Sports won Famitsu's 2006 Innovation Award. Electronic Gaming Monthly awarded it Best Multiplayer Experience in their 2006 1UP Network Awards. At the 2007 Interactive Achievement Awards, Wii Sports won Outstanding Achievement in Gameplay Engineering, Outstanding Achievement in Game Design, and Outstanding Innovation in Gaming. In 2007, the game won the Innovation Award and Best Game Design at the Game Developers' Choice Awards. and won Grand Prize in the Entertainment Division of the Japan Media Arts Festival. At the 2007 British Academy Video Games Awards, Wii Sports won 6 out of 7 award nominations. Sports, innovation, gameplay, multiplayer, casual, and strategy and simulation. The New York Times named Wii Sports as the Game of the Year. Also, the gaming website Gamasutra said that Wii Sports was the most important game of 2006. In 2010, the game was included as one of the titles in the book 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die. Impact. Wii Sports, a major factor in the Wii's worldwide success, was the first release among a number of core Wii games being developed at the same time. With the same philosophy, others were released as Wii Play, Wii Fit, and Wii Music. A direct sequel to Wii Sports, titled Wii Sports Resort, was released in 2009. The game, along with Wii Fit, has been credited with attracting more casual, female, and elderly gamers. It has also been cited as a game that can provide a bonding experience among family members, and as a means of exercising and losing weight when played regularly. A study involving 13 to 15-year-old teenagers was conducted by the Liverpool John Moores University and concluded that players use 2% more energy than by playing on other consoles. They stated that it was no substitute for playing a real sport, but could contribute to weight management. Wii Sports has been used to aid in the physical therapy of a boxer at the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital in Canada, stroke victims in Minneapolis, Minnesota and Raleigh, North Carolina, and injured soldiers in Prescott, Arizona, Washington, D.C., and Landstuhl, Germany. Wired included the game in its list of the 15 most influential games of the decade, at number 8, for its role in popularizing motion controls and having a major impact on the video game landscape. After the Wii's release, players began incurring injuries while playing Wii Sports, among other games, when they accidentally hit other players or objects while swinging the Wii remote. This string of accidents, and others related to players throwing the Wii remote while playing Wii Sports, prompted Nintendo President Satoru Iwata to develop a campaign to reduce such incidents. In regard to the issue, Nintendo spokesman Yasuhiro Managawa commented, "People tended to get a bit excited, especially while playing Wii Sports. And in some cases the remote would come loose from their hands." Nintendo responded by offering replacement Wii remote wrist straps that were almost twice as thick. Other injuries include muscle, tendon, and ligament injuries from excess playing of simulated sports on the Wii, dubbed Wiitis. Wii Sports has become a popular means for social gatherings and competitions. Residents at senior centers and retirement homes have formed leagues using Wii Sports Bowling. After its Australian release, Nintendo and Maya, an Australian department store chain, held a Wii Sports tennis tournament in January 2007 in Melbourne, Australia. The winners competed against professional tennis players Pat Cash and Mark Woodford, and were awarded new Wiis. An unofficial Wii Sports tennis tournament titled Wimbledon was held in the Brooklyn, New York Barbarcade on June 23, 2007. It featured 128 competitors, many of whom were dressed in costumes. Wii Sports has been featured on television multiple times. The game was featured in commercials for the Wii system, and in news features on ABC and NBC. The game has appeared on various comedy shows. An episode of Late Night with Conan O'Brien featured host Conan O'Brien competing against his guest tennis star Serena Williams in a match of Wii Sports Tennis. On an episode of The Rick Mercer Report, former Canadian Prime Minister John Chrétien beat Rick Mercer in a game of Wii Sports Boxing. The boxing game also appeared on an episode of The Colbert Report where a clip featured Mii versions of Stephen Colbert and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi boxing. At the 80th Academy Awards show, Host Jon Stewart and Jamia Simone Nash were caught playing Wii Sports Tennis on one of the event's gigantic projection screens after a commercial break as part of a joke. Wii Sports has also been featured in mainstream movies such as Tropic Thunder and in commercials for products such as Kellogg's Smart Start series continuation. Wii Sports Resort, a sequel, Wii Sports Resort, was first revealed at Nintendo's 2008 E3 presentation. Development moved forward after the extent of the Wii Motion Plus was realized, though the idea for a sequel existed sooner. The game was released in Japan on June 25, 2009, before releasing in other markets in July 2009. Wii Sports Club on September 18, 2013. Nintendo announced Wii Sports Club for the Wii U Nintendo eShop. The game features the 5 games of Wii Sports remade in high-definition graphics, with support for the Wii Motion Plus and online multiplayer. The game uses a club system, in which players are registered to regional or national clubs, communicating with each other via Miiverse, and compete against other clubs for rankings. After a 24-hour free trial period, players can purchase a day pass to access all of the games, or purchase full access to the individual games. Tennis and Bowling was released on November 7, 2013, with the other games to follow at later dates.